Greetings, grasshoppers. Welcome to the show. This is your RJ. Today we're going to talk about bots because we always talk about bots on the bot signal. And before we get into the conversation, just want to say if you are not watching from the Black Belt Bots page, then you might want to go up in the post here and hit the link that I put on the top for you. If you hit that link, I'll be able to see all of your comments and your questions because I would really love to answer your questions. So if you will hit that link, you won't miss a thing, I promise. And now that we're here all on the same page, let's talk about promoting your bot a little bit. I talk to people a lot about this stuff, but there are a lot of technical tools you can use. We have already done a Facebook Live on using video to promote your bot. Today, we're going to talk about one sweet magic link to rule them all. But before we get into all of that stuff, all of the technical tools that you can use, which are pretty cool stuff. I love technical tools as much as anybody else. But you must know this, that for bots, you also have to have something of substance to drive people to. Teresa says, I think I did it right this time. Not watching from someone else's page this time. I know, right? It gets confusing. I broadcast this show from a lot of pages on the internet, and I'm so glad you made it to the right one, Teresa. We're going to have a lot of fun today. So, before we get into the technical aspects of this, let's just talk about what are you driving people to? What is happening inside your chatbot that people can't get anywhere else? So here's the problem. We've got follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, look at my tweets. We've got the stack of social media networks that people can follow you on. If you just say, here, subscribe to my bot, get my news and updates, how is that different than being attached to your Twitter account? It's not. It's not. And so it doesn't give people a reason enough to subscribe to something, especially something that many of them are being exposed to for the very first time. So before we talk about the technology, let's talk about the value. What's the value of being subscribed to your chatbot? What can people do there that they can't do anywhere else? Catherine's here. Hey, Catherine, how you doing? Good to see you. So for me, there's so much here, right? Messenger delivers the same kind of information in a heck of a lot different ways, in ways that are more user-friendly, give the users more respect and more time to decide, and it puts the ball in the user's court a lot more, and it also just gives people that respected space. I'm a huge fan, clearly, but that's not really enough of a unique value proposition, we'll say. We're looking for something that will get people to go, oh, I'd really like to be involved there. Because I'll tell you this, unless you have that kind of unique value proposition to your bot, people aren't necessarily going to be, some of the promo will work. You'll promo the bot out, you'll, hook a Facebook ad to it or do, whatever you do. But unless you have a reason, a viable reason for people to come and subscribe, then they, it looks like from afar, just another place to get messages that don't apply to me. It's like, oh, get on my email list. Okay, great. I'll do that. And then die of boredom. Bots are so much different in the way that they, that they give information. So what's the unique value proposition that you'll use to have people go, that's it. That's exactly where I want to be. Teresa says, that's the problem. I want to share content with people that they're not getting from other places because it gets buried. Exactly. Or too much content gets surfaced at once and people get overwhelmed and go, I'm going to come back to this. And then they never get back to it. I know I have been there before. Other platforms make me feel like I'm pushy if I post things for people to opt into. I want to deliver signature trainings directly to people. Well, there you go. That may be part of what your unique value proposition is. Come subscribe to my bot, because inside there you will find a wealth of signature trainings delivered to you in, let's see, delivered to you in, I want to say something about delivered bit by bit, basically delivered in digestible chunks. Signature trainings delivered in digestible chunks directly to you day after day, something like that, something that will cause people to go, yeah, I can take a course in bite-sized chunks. I can't go take a 3-hour night class right now, but I could, I could go little bit by little bit. The word signature trainings as well, Teresa, implies that everything, the content within your chatbot is highly specialized. I kind of love that. So that could, what you wrote there could even be the kernel, the very start of, yeah, that's why I'd get involved with someone's chatbot. That's why I'd subscribe. Kim says, hey, all right, very good. Hello. Saw you this morning. Aaron Strayer, saw you this morning too. This morning. It was like 5 minutes ago. Great show today, ladies. Great stuff today. Yeah, you can totally rewatch and steal that directly from this show. It's the service that we provide here at the Bot Signal. I say we, I mean me and my dog, who is asleep right there. Anyway, so if you are looking for that unique value proposition, one of the things that I generally say just about my chatbot is, listen, you can't have a conversation with me anywhere else. We sort of can on a live stream. You can write some stuff down in the comments and I can read it out and answer questions and things like that. But there's no way we're having a one-on-one private conversation right here. So that's what I usually, when I'm driving folks toward my bot, I say, hey, if you find what I say interesting, maybe you'd find a one-on-one conversation interesting as well. And so I say that my chat bot is the only place where you can get a one-on-one conversation with me, ask me questions, learn everything you want to learn about chatbots, and various other things. But I'm giving them a reason to be there, because you can't chat with me back and forth on Instagram. Maybe you can for a few sentences, but it isn't going to be a conversation that really leads anywhere. And so that's one one unique value proposition that you can have. So think about that really hard and build something. Hey, if you're building a bot right now, especially if you're one of my clients and you have a unique value proposition, run it by me. We will workshop that thing and we will make you something really sweet that people will say, hey, yeah, I really want that, because that is the best of all possible worlds. You will want something that makes people go, wow. You will want that, because in the end, at some point, Facebook Messenger bots, they're a huge novelty right now. They really are. People are like, whoa, this is so cool. Yeah. At one point, so was email. Okay. Websites, yeah, that too. So I'm saying that at some point when the novelty wears off, you have to be delivering quality to get people to stay. And I think that, that's what my clients and I go through, how to deliver quality and on a regular basis, how to keep people engaged, how to keep people caring about your business, because that's why they stay. So we got people saying hello to each other in the comments. You guys are absolutely hilarious, and I am so glad you're here today. This is fantastic. It's like family. It's like, it's like Cheers when everyone screams Norm when that one guy walks into the bar. That's what the show is like. So I'm so glad that you guys are here. Anyway, that unique value proposition. What value are you going to deliver there that you aren't delivering anywhere else? Hey, my mini courses aren't anywhere else. My ability to ask me a one-on-one question isn't anywhere else. That ability to schedule a call with me at any time, schedule that 30 minute free AMA with me, that ain't anywhere else either. So think about that before you think about how to promo, and then use that unique value proposition in your promo. Do this for me. So the specific promo we're going to talk about today, because there's a lot of ways to promote your bot. So many ways, darlings, but we are going to talk about the one link to rule them all today. And we're going to talk about it for two reasons. One of my clients suggested it this morning. Because we've been working on this particular bot since about May, actually. We've got a reminder bot on there for his live stream shows. We've got several things in there. The bot's got a little personality. It's all fabulous all the time. Now the groundwork has been laid, though. He was looking for some additional ways to promote that thing. He's at a conference right now. He's doing a bunch of things, wants to be able to connect a lot of people to his chatbot. And so what we did was we made him a little landing page, and then we had him buy a URL. Okay, a URL is just nothing more than a .com. Don't be confused. We had him buy a .com, and then forward that to his landing page and get people into the chatbot. Now, why is this a big deal? This is a big deal because people have the hardest time sometimes. When you are promoting something, most of you know, only promote one thing at one time. I've made the mistake of promoting two things at one time, and it doesn't work very well. But when you promote something, you are putting the link to the landing page everywhere in the universe, right? You got a new course coming out, you got something coming up, you got a webinar you're doing, whatever it is, right? You're going to take that link, you're going to plaster it everywhere, every Facebook post, all Twitter, whatever your bag is. Greatness. Now, it is the very same thing that you can do with your bot, but with that added little extra frosting on the cake of you've got a .com that will, people understand immediately that that's a link that'll lead them somewhere. It will forward right to your landing page, the same welcome that everybody gets, and then it'll start leading them down a path. This is helpful because you can run Facebook ads to that. You can run Facebook ads to a .com. You can run, you can talk about your .com in your live stream. I've got one. It's checkoutmybot.com. I say it all the time. That kind of stuff, if you pick a URL, 3 to 4 words max, 3 is probably better. Something that is not hard to spell, because you know how some of us fat finger words sometimes. I usually talk about it like this: when clients are choosing a URL for this kind of thing, when they're choosing a .com, I say, listen, if somebody were listening to you in their car and you gave out that, that .com address, would they be able to remember it until they got to their next stop? That's the test. Is it individual? Does it reflect the personality of your chatbot? Is it short enough? All of those kinds of things. But if you get something that will help people remember, make it easy for people, again, make it easy for them, then you'll get more people in. For me, and I think I've said this a couple of times, but I use that URL so often. I promote it more than I promote my website. Don't panic. It's okay. I don't promote my website nearly as much. My website is super great. You can go and check there and see that I'm a legitimate human being. Fantastic. But can you talk to me? Can you ask me a question? Now, I do have a little button where people can ask me questions on my website. That's some great stuff. That is something that actually I found out the other day. Teresa, you told me that you have that it's actually right there in the Messenger platform settings. Indeed, it is, my friends. I tend to use the ManyChat. I tend to use the ManyChat version because that's where I've got all of my stuff, and that's where it will hook into the rest of my Messenger bot. That the other one will not do that. But I digress. The reason why this is so important is because you can now promote your bot the same way that you would promote your website. For me, I promote my bot even more. Yeah, you're loving that little messenger guy on the right, the bottom right corner of your website. Love it. But yeah, I use the ManyChat version because that'll hook into the rest of my stuff as well. And people can choose down different paths and stuff like that. So promoting your bot, it's as easy as buying a domain name, pointing that domain name. And if this is Greek, if this is technology, if it's too much technology, you can call up your web designer and say, hey, I want to buy this domain name and I want to point it toward this thing. What do I do? If you're one of my clients, then, you and I will just talk through it. But it's really like putting a great big sign in the universe up and, RJ's this way, that kind of a thing. That's really what you're doing. You're putting that signpost out there in the universe. And that's important stuff. As many signposts as you can get. Yeah, Teresa wants to tie that to your real bot. We will take care of that. We'll take care of that together because you're one of my people. So very good. Okay. One link to rule them all. 4 words or less. 3 is better. Easy to spell. Sometimes it can just be the name of your bot. I know that Franco, and we just made this live this morning, has my bot Pedro. I know that we've got another one out there, Boomerbot. Boomerbot is happening. Coffeebot is happening for Kim Boltzmann, a cup of content. All kinds of bots are happening. And so you can get, you've already given your bot a personality. We've talked about that one before as well. Now you can take the name and turn that into a URL and point people to it and say, hey, if you want to, this is all of my greatest stuff is inside the chatbot, and it's super cool. And here's how you get there. Mine, checkoutmybot.com. It's easy to remember. It reflects the personality. That's what you really, really want. Yeah, baby. Coffeebot. Boomerbot is awesome as well. We're gonna start doing some shenanigans with Boomerbot. Stay tuned, people. Stay tuned to the Little White Lie with Karen Glasser. So the many things that you can do. Of course, you can run those Facebook ads to it. Perfect, right? Get more people in. Now, I will warn you at the outset, running Facebook ads to a bot, in my experience, was a little bit more, those tended to have a higher cost per click. And I'm not certain that way back when we did that I really, I'm not certain that that was I'm not even sure I knew what my bot was about at that point. I just, I like to try new things first, so nobody else has to. When I ran Facebook ads, it did seem like it was a little bit more expensive cost per click, and I've also read other people saying that in some of the communities that I'm in. So buyer beware. If you've got a great Facebook ads person like I do, her name is Kim Boltzma, you can get all of that stuff taken care of. You can live stream that link. You can put this link up at the top of your screen so that people know exactly, where that thing is. I have, and in fact, I've run into a situation. We ran into this one earlier this week with one of my clients. She has a big audience. All right, it's big. And her show gets shared a whole lot. We had a Facebook comments growth tool, just like we have on this show. If you type the word in live, then in the comments right down below, Spinning Dragon will start talking to you and send you some reminders of when I go live. It's a great thing. But the problem is that if this show gets shared a whole bunch of times, the people that write on Aunt Millie's page that it got shared to, if they type live in the comments, nothing happens. So it's only, that comment growth tool is only as good as the thread that it is on. It's not good for if that thread gets shared. The minute that gets shared, connection is broken. So with this person, we had to really go on a completely different tack. And we had to do the one link to rule them all, because she wants people to be able to get information about people on her show. She wants people to be able to subscribe to the live streams. Obviously, there's some other cool, great things that are coming up as well. She wants people to be able to do that stuff. So the workaround in that case was this, that instead of having the comments growth tool every time, that we will do the one link to rule them all that'll lead people to a landing page, and the string of welcome messages that you put in your bot for first timers who are visiting, that's going to be different every week, and that'll be according to her show, and there'll be different things that people can type in to get different types of information. So, long story short, that one link to rule them all solves a lot of problems, and it really helps people. It helps people get introduced right away. It's great stuff. I just love it. So you can live stream it. You can say the link in your podcast. I do. I have a little intro and outro that run every time I get on the podcast, and checkoutmybot.com is in there for sure. Let's see. You can put it in your blog footer. I have it in my blog footer. Hey, Liesel, good to see you. It's in my blog footer. Click here and let's get the conversation going, or some fabulous thing that I say at the end of my blog. And when people click on that word, they go right to the bot. So this is, click here to experience a bot for yourself. That's what it is. But I put it on my blog footer on every single blog. So that if people get all the way down to the end, I'm so proud if you get all the way down to the end. That's some powerful reading, I'm sure. But they'll be able to then to connect with me in the bot. Email signature. I totally put the link in my email signature. Sure, I do. Absolutely. I do put the full checkoutmybot.com, and then I think that I also have click here to experience a messenger bot for yourself, and the here leads them again to my bot. Another place that I put the checkoutmybot.com link to get people into the chatbot is my social profiles. If you go to Twitter right now and go to Black Belt Bots, you'll see that I don't have that pointed to my website. I have that place pointed to a place where people can have a conversation with me, because that's what I want. I no longer want a ton of people going to a place and looking at things that I have and maybe interacting with a couple of things there. If you clicked on that link, let's skip the first 4 dates. Let's have a conversation. That's how I feel about it. So you may feel differently. Your bot may not be I've been working on this thing for months, so I have a lot of things available. Maybe you don't have so many things available right now. Maybe you don't want to cover the earth with that particular .com. But there are some places, those are some ideas and suggestions on where you can put a link that will lead people to your chatbot. Tish, hey, hello. Oh, Tish Rosales is here. She calls me the chatbot queen. I'm going to have to make a tiara because the time is coming. Liesl says, Sweden follows you. Welcome, Sweden. I'm glad you're here. That's awesome. Chris Ann is here. Hello, darling. Good to see you this morning. Lisa says, I'm just about to send an email to a group. I'll use my one and only growth tool in the signature. Very good. Do that thing. Do that thing. That is awesome stuff. Because for me, for me, it's about putting yourself out there, putting your best foot forward. I have written my chatbot to be my best virtual foot forward. People meeting me for the first time no longer have to rely on the fact that I may not have had lunch today and I may not be feeling my best. My brain might be elsewhere and all that other kind of stuff. I don't have to worry about that because when they meet me in the bot, it's always my best foot forward. So do that thing, Liesl. That sounds wonderful. And also, if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, please throw a good pronunciation in the comments for me, and I will take care of that. Chris Ann says, I love the blue cast on one side of your lovely face. Well, thank you so much. So I have that Franco, that guy. He sent me some lights and then was patient with me while he explained where I needed to put them in my room. And now they are, I think they're set. I don't know. So I'll have to ask him later if this is right, but I love it too. It helps me stand out from the background. Always a good thing when you're live streaming. Yeah. Brand your bot. Brand your bot. That sounds like a show. That sounds like it needs to be a show. So very good. So let me know, what are your questions? What are your questions about finding the right .com to brand your bot, or to brand your bot? I'm obviously in love with that idea. Very good. Lisa says, you do it perfect. Try out my other names. Liesl Umla Jolstedt. Maybe? You're gonna have to help me out, probably. So do you have any questions about how to get the right URL? Do you have any questions about pointing that URL to a landing page that will bring people into your bot? I'm here to answer those questions, or I'm here to answer random bot questions if you have those, because I love random bot questions. Very good. Tish says, like Chris Ann said, brand your bot. Yeah, brand your bot. Brand your bot. That is, it's key. It's key. You want to stand out. You want people to think of you, maybe with a smile. You want your business to be something that someone cares about chatting with. This is the answer to the question, is this stuff a flash in the pan? It's going to be a novelty for a while, my friends. And then it's going to start to get like, oh, I've seen this before. It's not going to be such a novelty. When that happens, see, this is why it's a great thing to get into right now. Because when that novelty rubs off, if you've been practicing a while, you'll always have quality to give people. you'll be producing things that people really want to be with, and then your bot will stand out among the sea of many, many other bots that are cropping up right now. Perfect time to get involved and start swimming in the waters. Your bot is so fun and personal written. Absolutely. I did that for a reason. Because most marketing is incredibly impersonal. In fact, you have to adopt the personality of a pushy person to get most marketing done. And I don't like pushy. I refuse to be pushy. So I wanted to write the opposite of that. And that really has worked well for me. And it's an approach I encourage everybody to take. When needed, sometimes, everybody has a different approach. That's totally fine too. Lindsay Badger is here. Hello. I'm glad to see you. Very good. Chris Ann says, what's a URL? Well, I will give you the technical answer right now, and this will only last a second. Universal Resource Locator. It means whatever, fill-in-the-blank.com. That's what I'm talking about. When I say URL, I mean, whatever it is, .com. Startyourbot.com is a URL. So hopefully that is helpful, Chris Ann. I know that sometimes I always fear getting way too much into the technical stuff because it's hard to follow me there. I've noticed. Anyway, very good. It's been a great show today. I really loving the blue aura today. All right, you're my second thumbs up on the blue aura. So we'll see what my lighting guy says a little bit later. My wife thinks I'm crazy, by the way. I've got if only you could see the rest of this office, people. I've got lighting stands, camera stands, phone stands, a photo light, headphones. I've got it all in here. And it's beginning to look like a mini TV studio. It's a lot of fun for me. I love to geek out on those sorts of things. Very good. Teresa says, I am so not the pushy type, which is why I've struggled. The bot feels like it will be so much more natural. It's true. It has been for me. One of the things that kind of amazes me about this bot is I never have to go into a sales pitch. Do you know that feeling, that little rock in your gut when you're meeting with somebody and you're like, okay, I gotta gird this thing up for my sales pitch. I know they're gonna ask something here and I need to lead into that with confidence and I need to say these right keywords and I need to punch it at just the right time and blah, 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 blah. Can I, and then there's the whole thing, the other voice in the back of your head going, you ain't gonna get this right. You know what I mean? Everybody has that voice. And I haven't had to do that. I haven't had to do that in the time that I've had a bot in about a year and 3 months now. That's a big deal to me. That's a big deal to me. Everybody who's a reluctant marketer out there, that should be a big deal to you too, because it means that now I can just offer service. Now I can focus my energy instead of focusing my energy on being the salesperson that everybody else tells you have to be. I can focus my energy on what sort of value am I providing for people? Where, how's that going? Are people getting what they need? What can I do? So my business has never been better without sales pitches. I'll tell you that. Geek Out with RJ. Well, what a great hashtag. Because tomorrow, as some of you know, my friend Kim Boltzmann and I are going to geek out together. 11 a.m. Central. We do it every Friday. We gather, the two of us. Sometimes we have a nice guest, and they don't have to be girls, but it is helpful. We have guests on sometimes, but tomorrow it's just Kim and I, and we're going to geek out about our favorite technology. our favorite hardware, software, products that we use. It's usually all centered around marketing for marketing type products for solopreneurs, because that's who Kim and I are. And those are the types of things that we use. So we are going to geek out tomorrow. You can totally join us. Nerdy Girls Geek Out is the page. We'll be broadcasting tomorrow at 11 o'clock. It's usually about an hour show. And feel free to stop by and invite friends. We have a good time on Fridays, my friends. It's time to kick the shoes off and have a little fun. And boy, do we take advantage of that. Chris Ann says, I know sometimes I get so excited I push too hard and turn people off because I go too fast in my excitement. Haven't built the relationship yet. I know, right? And sometimes too, I notice myself getting a little bit out of order with all of that. Recently, I've had to tell a couple of people, hey, listen, thanks for asking me for my price sheet, but I would really rather get to know you a little bit better first. You know, I have standard prices on things. I absolutely do, but I don't want to, here's the whole platter, pick something before I know if you and I are going to be compatible yet. I don't want to do it because I've been through too many clients where it's just like, oh, this is not good. This is not long-term at all. I want to take 30 minutes. It's worth 30 minutes of my time to get to know somebody. And so I'm also very careful, Chris Ann, about order of operations, about getting too excited and then presenting ideas that are way over people's heads or, not interesting to them. That's why the bot really helps me, because it helps me stage out that conversation. I don't have to worry about skipping ahead because the bot isn't programmed to do it that way. So that is, that's absolutely a worthwhile idea. That skipping ahead stuff can really hurt, because then it's like, oh, well, this could have been good, but now this person has, flown beyond, where I usually go by this point. And now I'm not quite sure what to do. It's happened. I think that one happens to all of us. Very good. So some of you know too, next week, just a preview of next week, it's going to be a little short, people. I'm going to go online on Tuesday on my regular time. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm going to be at a conference in Phoenix. Speaking there about messenger bots. It's going to be great. And I'm going to be going live sporadically from whatever device I can get a hold of. And I could probably get a hold of a few. I'm going to be going live sporadically, talking about what I'm learning and people I'm meeting and fun stuff. So next week's going to be a fun week, but it's going to be a little bit different. Very good. Chris Ann says, yes, that's what I do. Go over people's heads with my ideas. Chris Ann, if you don't mind, throw me the kinds of ideas that you are working with. Maybe that's something that, a bot structure could help well with. Because sometimes, let's face it, when I'm having when I'm in a networking meeting or something like that, and if I get nervous, I will sploosh all types of information. I will. It'll just, sometimes it won't even have anything to do with what we're talking about. I'll just have ideas and think that person is with me. And then I see the glazed look in their eyes and I go, that person's not with me. I've done something very wrong again. So tell me what kind of, I hope you can catch us. Catch us. Kim Boltzmann and I are going to be together next week in Phoenix. Like all Phoenix long. Aaron Strayer will be with us. You guys, will Phoenix hold up? Is Phoenix and all of Arizona, for that fact, ready? I don't know. But they better get ready because we're arriving on Wednesday. Chris Ann says, I want to find a collaboration partner where our two businesses complement each other. Oh, hey, that's magical. Do it. Do it. Find somebody. I actually have like a couple, three, four people that it's just like, oh, our businesses complement each other really, really well. And it just is natural to hand people back and forth and to say, hey, you're having a problem with blah, blah, blah. I know a fixer and she is really good. And I'm not saying that because, I'm in a networking meeting and I have to recommend so many people. I'm not doing it because of that. I'm doing it because this person has fixed my stuff and I know her and I've done business with her and she's awesome. And that's why I'm recommending. So it is the secret sauce, my friend. It's the secret sauce to be able to find those types of collaboration partners. There's a ton of places on the internet where I have found these people. The Illustrious Ones group that Aaron runs, very good stuff. Aaron and Jen Weatherly, combined superpowers there. I've found a lot of people there who are just awesome. There's also a group my friend Annie runs called the Hustle Sisters. And that's a Facebook group as well. You can dive in there if you're not already in. Lots of really wonderful people there. So there are places to find people. You just got to show up enough. That really is probably the key. Very good. Oh, well, Catherine says, look no further. All right. So love that you folks are showing up for each other. That's just awesome. Okay. So that's what's going on. Definitely going to be doing some things a little bit differently too next week, but then maybe going forward, I have been, I'm going to change the way I do previews for videos and things like that. And we'll see what comes of it. As always, if you want to see something on the show, a little topic or something, throw it in the comments for me. Get in, tell Spinning Dragon will deliver the message to me inside my chatbot. And let's get it going. I love community-based topics that come out of the community, because then I know I'm really talking to what you need to hear. Very good, darlings. Well, that is it for today. Please go out, have a fabulous Thursday. Hope to see you tomorrow for the Nerdy Girls Geek Out show. And with that, my friends, I will see you in a bot.